Good morning. We're back live with sound, we believe. I think it's time. Please welcome Reverend Ken.
And now I'm on. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for remembering to set your clocks forward. I know that was kind of tricky. So a couple of announcements before we get going. After service workshop is A Course of Miracles, and our own wonderful Jerry is doing that. Stand up, Jerry. Let him get a good look at you. Yeah, handsome guy. Outside, we've got a get well card for Jim Saul. Jim had knee surgery, and so a little ouchie period he's going through, so sending well wishes. Yesterday, I got to spend time with Diana and Todd. You remember Todd had surgery, and I spent time with him yesterday, and both he and Diana are doing very, very well. So your prayers have been working. Chair yoga is on Tuesdays, and you can drop in for that. That's a really wonderful class. Venus Manly Scholarship, that is coming up, and so if you'd like to participate in that, see that lovely lady there who's just coming through the door with her French chapeau on. Thank you. Come on in, Pat. Looking glamorous as always. We have a book discussion group that's on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. They're starting a new book this week, and that's the Book of Joy, Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama. So that's starting this week. Starting next week. Well, what do I know? I'm not this week, but next week. So that's a great book, and they'll be happy to have you there. Finally, our lovely Grace, there she is organizing a a murder mystery play with us. It's, what is it called?
Murder at the Pie Auction.
Murder at the Pie Auction. It sounds like something my family would be engaged with, but... So see Grace if you're participating in that after service, and she'll give you some updates. Well, I think those are all my announcements, so I know Don's got some incredible music for us. Don, what you got?
Next week, by the way, at the farmer's market is the pie auction, so I caution you. And I guess I'm not as glamorous as you with our chapeaus. There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, hey, the sunny side we always may view. If you keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side, keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you through the day, it will brighten all the way, if you keep on the sunny side of life. Oh, the storm and its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear. Though the clouds and the storm in time will pass away, hey, the sun again will shine bright and clear. If you just keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side, keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you every way, it will brighten up your day, if you keep on that sunny side of life. Yes, sunny. So let us greet with a song of hope each day. Though the moments be cloudy or fair, let us trust in the Spirit always to keep us, everyone, in His care. You know we gotta keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you every way. It will brighten up your day if you keep on the sunny side. Always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life.
Oh, very nice. Thank you, guys. And now to get our service going with a reading and treatment, we have a young lady who's always on the sunny side of life, our own Catherine Weed. Come on up, Catherine.
Kiddos. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The reading I have is really to hopefully share some of the feelings that I've been having over these last few weeks with what our news seems to be out there. And I thought this would be the perfect reading to remind us of what our strengths are and what we can do about it. Humans tend to take sides in conflicts, creating stories about which side is right and which side is wrong, based on their personal beliefs. When this happens, there is no room to see nuance, and we fail to understand suffering is not limited to one side. Rather than declaring that we are against, let us be firm about what we stand for. We stand for people. All people have the right to exist in freedom, to have a home, to have food, and to walk safely to school. All people have the right to live in peace and harmony. All people have the right to self-determination. We stand for peace, the power at the heart of divine source. We visualize peace in the world. We can see peaceful activities in all parts of the world. We can create a spiritual chain reaction for peace. We stand for love. Love is compassionate, kind, forgiving, and holds no rancor. Love is the all-encompassing power for good in the universe. When we stand for something, we do not stand by and do nothing. We can engage in the most powerful practice of all, affirmative prayer, to create the atmosphere to work toward what we stand for. Affirmative prayer is not inaction, ignorance, or spiritual bypass. But prayer is not enough. We must also act in the world to create positive change, to create a world that works for all. We must understand the world, not hide from it. Let's partner with organizations doing good work in the world and educate ourselves on global issues. So, with that said, sounds a little heavy. Let's have a much lighter meditation this morning. So if you will all find that comfortable spot in your seat, take in a deep, beautiful breath and release it. My beautiful friends, you are the light you've been looking for. All that you need, all that you ever need, has always been with you. It is the power and presence of God, Spirit, the divine within you. Now is the time to open our inner eyes. Now is the time to open our hearts. Now is the time to allow the healing presence of love that is us to go forth and multiply the consciousness or awareness of love, grace, beauty, and power. There is nothing to fear. You are the one who has said yes to being more today than you may have been yesterday. The light, love, and grace of God reveals itself in you, through you, and as you. You are it. You are the thing itself. Boldly strut your God self. Be the joy. Be the abundance. Be the clarity. Be the patience. Be the love that you wish to experience. Joy, abundance, clarity, patience, and love are not what you do, they're who you are. You are all of this and so much more. Yes, you are it. As we stand in this awareness for ourselves, we know it, truly know it for all others. Peace, love, and abundant blessings to you and yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. So my talk title this morning is Free Your Mind. Free Your Mind. I went to an intensive meditation retreat this past week. It really puts you in a place where you can learn to do meditation in any environment. I don't necessarily recommend it because it's the dentist chair. You can meditate in the dentist chair. You don't have any problem meditating anywhere else. Now, my dentist, he plays really fairly good music over the speakers. And so one song I hadn't heard in a long time that I really liked, and it kind of triggered me for this talk. It was Bonnie Raitt's I Can't Make You Love Me. And if you haven't heard it for a while, it's about love coming to an end and one last night together. And one of the things that she asked the person that's leaving her, she says, help turn down these voices in my head. We all have these voices, or I think of more of them as streams of thought. And sometimes they can be helpful, and other times they can be our tormentors. We often don't give them a lot of thought about where do they come from. Do I have ownership over them? And do I have control over them? They are our constant companion. They narrate our lives as though if we were the star of a movie. And they are the director, the critic, and the audience all speaking at once. But here's the question, who are they talking to and who is listening? We've been taught to believe that this voice is us, our very essence, our true identity. But what if that's not true? What if this voice is not who we really are? Eckhart Tolle said, rather than being our thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. We've grown so accustomed to this mental chatter, we really question it. We assume that because these thoughts arise in our minds, they must be true, and we have to own them. But do we really? Are we our thoughts, or are they the echoes of yesterday seeking rebirth through our lives? And do we want to give them that energy? Dr. Holmes, the founder of our wonderful teaching, he said, our thoughts shape our reality, but that does not mean that all thoughts are true or worth believing in. The mental chatter is often just a reflection of our past conditioning, fears, and doubts. And we are the gatekeepers. We can decide if we're going to let those old voices just move along, or do we invite them in for tea and crumpets? Do we give them time and energy? Or you say, no, that's just no longer for me. I don't have to argue with you, because even if we argue with it, we give it energy. I can just let it slide by. I don't need to give any more time. I can just release it. Now, in my present situation, one of my biggest fears that I have is that I'm running the calendar for our community, and we've got so many activities going on that I live in fear that I'm going to double book something. And the other day, I thought I had made a mistake, but it turned out it wasn't my mistake at all. But that did not stop me. That, in fact, did not even slow me down from hearing a critique of me, and I recognized it when I followed the critique where it came from. It came from my mother's. It was my mother's voice, and it was a critique she had of a performance I did in kindergarten in the Parade of Vegetables pageant. Yeah. I was the rutabaga, and she didn't think I gave enough emotion for the part. Now, here's the thing. That's been over 60 years ago. Isn't it time I let that go? I'm sure my mother would be greatly relieved not to have to hear me complain about it. I'm sure she would give a whole new interpretation to my role of rutabaga if she could. You know, you brought that rutabaga to life. When they sent you off to the steamer, there was not a dry eye in that audience. I'm sure she'd much rather do that than hear me moan and groan about it for another 60 years. And I really believe that by freeing ourselves from past limitations, we free those who put them upon us. And it doesn't matter if they're in the physical or the spiritual. It's a huge blessing we do for ourselves and we do for them. We are not the voice in our heads, we are the vast awareness beneath it. Society and culture and our conditioning from birth, we identify with our mind's voice. We give it our name, our role, our expectations. We're told this is what we should do and what we should believe and how we should behave. And over time, we internalize these messages and they become our inner narrator. But what if this voice is not the real us, but it's merely a program running from a background of collected and borrowed beliefs and habitual thoughts? Jack O'Keefe, he put it this way: we must unlearn what we have been programmed to believe since birth. We have to unlearn it. The voice in our head is a conditioned response. It's not an original thought, but it is a patchwork of influences. It's a running commentary, often repeating old fears, keeping us stuck in loops of worry and self-doubt. But here's the thing, we are not our thoughts. Thoughts arise and pass like clouds in the sky. The sky is vast and unchanging and ever present, just like our awareness. Eckhart Tolle said, the primary cause of our unhappiness is never the situation, but our thoughts about the situation. What are we thinking about it? I remember when I first got to St. Augustine, I had lived most of my life in urban environments, so nature was kept at a distance. And when I got here, I was kind of surprised to realize that snakes and alligators were fairly close by. And it took me some time to get adjusted to that idea. One afternoon, I was needing to run home. I was going to stop by the grocery store to pick up something for dinner. And as I was walking to the store, I noticed that someone I thought was homeless was passed out, leaning against the wall of the store. And I started focusing in on his hands, particularly his thumb, because it looked like his thumb was in horrible shape. It looked like it had been gnawed by an alligator. And in my mind, I had thought this poor guy has passed out close to a pond here. An alligator has seen a quick snack and has gone after his thumb. And oh, the horror, because I saw exposed bone and gnarled flesh. I was just appalled by all of it. And I kept approaching him, and I got a good look. Finally, I got up close to him, and I looked down at it, and I realized it was not his thumb at all. He was holding a half-eaten chicken wing. And so there was a grocery store guy there next to him, and he saw me, and he burst out laughing. And he said, I know what you were thinking. He says, that's Betty in the deli section. She says she gives out chicken wings that are about to be thrown out. She gives them out to the homeless people around here. And he says, if the management finds out, they'll fire her. But he said, but Betty says, I'm not going to throw away food when there are hungry people about. Now, here's the point of that story. I had taken what was a generous impulse to feed people in need, what was kind, compassionate, and loving, and I had allowed my fears to write a whole narrative that was a nightmare. It wasn't the situation, it was my thinking that had changed it. Someone said that we have to think of our inner voice the same way you would think of when you go to the movie. You go to the movies, you're watching the movies, you don't confuse yourself with the character on the screen. You're the audience, you're the observer. You're not the person going through the challenges. And that's what we have to say about the voice in our heads. It's like a character in a film. It's part of the story, but it is not us. It's not us. And when we have that awareness, then we can be the silent observer. Carl Jung said, if you look outside, you dream. If you look inside, you awaken. And this awakening is a realization that we're not the mind's voice, we're the presence behind it. And this realization, this is the core of our freedom. Buddha says, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. And what did Christ said? Christ said, be in the world, but not of it. The key is learning to observe our thoughts without becoming entangled in them. And this is the essence of mindfulness. For us to realize that we are not that voice, that we are the gatekeeper, we have control over it. And with that acknowledgement, peace bubbles up within us. We realize that we don't have to fight our thoughts, we don't have to control them or get rid of them. We can just let them, like the leaves in a stream, float by. Well, the song, Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Lao Tzu says, when you recognize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. And so how do we do this? We do it through meditation, mindful meditation, by questioning the voice. Is this really me? Or is this something I picked up? Or is it a decision I made long time ago? We can use mantras. I love life. I'm wonderful. I'm joyful. I live in peace and prosperity. And we can practice body awareness, focus on our breath, listen to nature, stay in the moment. And all you need is to give Spirit one moment of peace in your life for a miracle to happen. You find yourself on a hamster wheel of worry. Use a technique to free yourself. It may be a walk in nature. It may be listening to music. It can be folding laundry. Anything repetitive can be helpful. And you free yourself. You get off that hamster wheel of worry. And then 5 minutes later, you find yourself back on it. Don't criticize yourself. Celebrate the 5 minutes. If you can do it for 5 minutes, the next time you can do it for 10. Then you can do it for 20. Then you can do it for a lifetime. And once you know you have control over it, then you're in control. You're in the pilot seat. You're directing where your life is going. Your essence is not something you need to attain. It's already here. You are not separate from life. You are life itself. And in the space of awareness, miracles happen. You realize that voice is not you. It's just echoes of the past, old programming, like running on autopilot. But you are something greater. You are the stillness beneath the noise. You are the observer, the presence, the vast awareness that can choose what to engage in and what to release. You are in control of your life. And when you stop identifying with that voice in your head, you reclaim your power. And so you want to let go of those limiting voices. And when that inner critic tells you you're not good enough, when fear rises up that you're going to always fail, when doubt comes to you, stay calm. Don't argue with it. Don't give it any more energy. Just recognize them for what they are, fleeting thoughts like the clouds in the sky. And instead of feeding them, you say to yourself, be still, I know who I am. Be still, I know I am powerful. I know I am capable. I know I am free. And when you're in that place of power, you're like the Buddha when he set his fingers down at the Bodhi tree and the world began to circulate around him. You're like Christ on the cross when he called out, Father, forgive them. He was in his place of power. The Romans didn't think so. The priest of the temple did not think so. They thought they had taken him and done away with him, buried him in a tomb, but his truth and his love was not going to stay buried in the cold, cold earth. You may have allowed the world to bury your hopes and dreams, but you can rise up and know a better and brighter day. And that better and brighter day is that you are the glory of God itself. And you are here to experience, to be a channel of God's love and blessing. Spirit called you by name from stardust, and you are not turning back. Glory is your home, and today is the day of your new dawning. It's the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Relax your mind, relax your mind. Hey, it feels so good sometimes. Sometime you gotta relax your mind. When the light turns green, put your foot on that gasoline. Sometimes you gotta relax your mind. If your problems won't go away and you're worried both night and day, hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. If you're sick and feeling low, got no money, got nowhere to go, hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. Hand it over, give it up, give it over. Hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. Ain't no mountain you can climb, ain't no answer you can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. I'll heal your body and feed your soul. If the road is dark and you can't find your way, let the Spirit lead the way. Hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. Hand it over, give it up, give it over. Hand it over, get down on your knees and pray. Relax your mind, relax your mind. Oh, it feels so good sometimes. Sometimes you just got to relax your mind.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, guys. Yes, good message. Relax your mind. So now we come to the time where we support our community and we support this wonderful place because it's an amazing place to be. It's a place of encouragement and light and hope and inspiration. So you can support us in several ways. You can support us by prayer, you can support us by volunteering, and you can support us by coin. However you choose to do so, know that Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Now, if you will take your intentions and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. Well, thank you in advance for your contributions. The ushers have stepped down. Don, I know you got something great for us.
It's a Charlie Chaplin tune. I've done this before. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you just keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you just keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Andy. And thank you for your support. Your support in us, allowing us to grow and to thrive, to continue to be that beacon of love and hope and inspiration. So we thank you. We release it, knowing it does its good and powerful work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, guys, let's close our service with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person. Take it in for yourself. If I say something that works, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one mind and one God and one power, and that power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence, and that power called me by name from stardust to walk the soil of St. Augustine. So here today in this wonderful loving place, surrounded by all these wonderful souls, I now choose to know something better for myself, that I am not that voice in my head, that I am something greater. I am the person that is in control of the voice. I am the person directing my life. So here today, I lay down those burdens of lack and limitation, of less than, of woundedness. I I've played with those smaller ideas long enough. This morning, I choose to see myself as God sees me, not as weak and wounded, but channels of the divine, avenues of glory, pathways of mercy and kindness. This day, I lift my eyes up and see the glory of God raining down upon me. And as I move forward, I am not going to allow the turmoil of the world to hold me back. I have miracles to perform, blessings to reveal, and the glory of God to witness. So here today, I am powerful. I leave this place inspired. I leave this place encouraged. I know I am a child of the Most High, and I have been sent to the physical to lift up, to raise the vibration of all of creation, to see life and to be life. This is my purpose. This is my vision. Spirit is calling me forth, and I am not turning back. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last thought, and that is your life. Your life, not a problem to be solved, but a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle God is calling us to be. Until I see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason that I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around you. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love flow through the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what we mean. That's the reason. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. It's the season. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow through the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. Hey, you know what we mean. It's a reason, it's a season to let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. It's the season. It's the season. We got a reason. Believe me, it's easy. Ooh, let your love flow. Let your love show. Let your love